Boston in the 17th century was a small but active port town, a focal point of trade, governance, and daily life in the New England colonies. Nestled on a rocky peninsula, the city grew slowly, shaped by its challenging geography, maritime economy, and a tightly knit community. The narrow streets, wharves, and timber homes reflected the practical needs of settlers, while public buildings and meeting houses emphasized social cohesion and civic responsibility. Each image in this video offers a detailed glimpse into how Boston balanced survival, commerce, and community identity during a century of growth and change. This scene shows Boston's isolation hospital on Rainsford Island. Smallpox and other contagious diseases were constant threats during the 1600s. The hospital, deliberately positioned away from the main settlement, represents an early understanding of public health. Distance, along with rudimentary inoculation techniques, became one of Boston's earliest strategies to combat epidemics. These precautions reflect the city's forward-looking approach, even amidst fear and political debate about medical practices. From the harbor, Boston rises with a mix of church steeples, wharves, and tightly packed homes, reflecting a town deeply connected to the sea. Ships crowd the water, carrying timber, fish, furs, and imported goods, while smaller boats connect docks, warehouses, and homes. Trade formed the backbone of Boston's economy and daily life, giving the town a rhythm that intertwined work, commerce, and social interaction. Even from a distance, you can sense a community aware of its opportunities and vulnerabilities. A view from Beacon Hill reveals Boston's dense street network, small timber homes, gardens, and modest public spaces. Soldiers drill on open grounds, while townspeople move along the streets, attending markets, workshops, and churches. This juxtaposition of civilian and military presence illustrates the city's strategic importance and how daily life intertwined with defense, governance, and commerce. A 1675 map emphasizes Boston's compact urban layout, showing narrow streets, wharves, and defensive fortifications. Control of the harbor and peninsula was essential for trade, security, and influence. Beyond the built-up area, fields, marshes, and open land highlight the city's reliance on surrounding rural resources even as maritime commerce expanded. Boston was already a city negotiating the demands of trade, defense, and urban planning. The arrival of military reinforcements at the waterfront often created tension. Soldiers marched in formation, crowds watched from the streets, and timber buildings reflected the town's small size but growing importance. Early Boston residents were acutely aware of their vulnerability, balancing economic growth with civic order and preparedness. The waterfront was the center of both opportunity and risk, linking the city to global trade while exposing it to geopolitical pressures. Boston Harbor was the lifeblood of the city. Tall masted ships carried goods and passengers across the Atlantic, while smaller vessels transported supplies and local produce. Fishermen, dock workers, sailors, and merchants moved constantly, giving Boston a unique rhythm where commerce and daily life coexisted seamlessly. Each vessel and crate reflected the city's dependence on trade and its evolving regional influence. Religious institutions shaped both social and urban life. Churches anchored neighborhoods, serving as places of worship, education, and civic gatherings. Town meetings often convened in these spaces, linking spiritual and civic responsibilities. Ministers and elders influenced local laws, community standards, and even trade practices, highlighting how deeply intertwined religious life was with the city's development. Public safety, civic responsibility, and communal organization were central to Boston's identity. Watchmen patrolled streets, constables resolved disputes, and residents participated in town meetings to manage public order. Schools promoted literacy and numeracy, preparing future merchants, tradespeople, and civic leaders. Markets, wharves, and meeting halls became spaces where commerce and social life intersected, revealing a city increasingly aware of structure, governance, and civic engagement. Over the century, Boston's architecture evolved. Timber homes gradually gave way to brick and stone buildings, streets were widened and improved, and public spaces gained prominence. New structures reflected both prosperity and permanence, while the overall cityscape maintained its human scale. Streets and wharves became stages for daily life, blending residential, commercial, and civic functions. Even as buildings grew, the city retained a sense of cohesion rooted in practical design and community needs. The waterfront remained the central hub. Fishermen repaired nets, merchants unloaded cargo, artisans worked in small workshops, and townspeople navigated crowded streets. Public squares served as marketplaces, meeting points, and civic spaces, ensuring commerce and social life unfolded together. This integration of trade, governance, and community illustrates how urban planning and social structures evolved simultaneously in early Boston. Boston's economic life was diverse and dynamic. Shipbuilding, fishing, trade, and small-scale manufacturing supported both local needs and Atlantic commerce. Markets were filled with imported goods alongside locally produced items. Merchants maintained correspondence with partners in Europe and the Caribbean, and the movement of commodities shaped both daily routines and long-term urban development. Education and literacy played a vital role in shaping civic life. Schools taught reading, writing, and arithmetic, preparing the next generation for trade, governance, and religious participation. Knowledge and information circulated through pamphlets, sermons, and town meetings, fostering a city that valued engagement, debate, and informed participation. Religious, civic, and commercial life often overlapped. Town meetings might occur in church halls. Legal disputes could involve merchants, and religious observance influenced work schedules. This intertwining of spheres created a distinct urban culture where responsibility, trade, and faith were inseparable from the physical layout of the city. By the late 1600s, Boston was no longer merely a settlement, but a thriving Atlantic port. Its streets, wharves, churches, public buildings, and social networks reveal a city negotiating growth, order, and identity. Boston was a community defined by trade, defense, and civic engagement, laying the groundwork for its later revolutionary role. These historical images collectively reveal a city in constant motion. Boston's development depended on maritime activity, civic responsibility, public health measures, and social cohesion. Every ship, street, and building reflects a community navigating the challenges of growth, security, and trade. Boston in the 17th century emerges as a city actively shaping its identity, establishing patterns of commerce, governance, and social life that would influence the region for decades to come.